Hey there, Ny'ardbert here. Um, when last we left our heroes, we were working on crafting a legendary spear, but in the midst of doing our carpenter quests, we heard that there was some sort of thing going on with the Ixal over in this area of the Shroud, because these spires are understaffed. And so we've been sent to speak with this, I believe, Lieutenant Gwythred? Hello, Gwythred, how can we help?
Lieutenant Scarlet sent you, you say. Praise Norfolka. Though I believe the worst of the danger is past, what few soldiers I command are both wounded and weary. 'Twas a well-placed shaft that was our salvation. A private's arrow managed to punch a hole clear through the balloon's air bladders, forcing the Ixali vessel to flounder down into the trees. Ha! You could hear the squawking from here. I must admit, however, to feeling a moment of dread at the thought of that war balloon slipping past and drifting over the city walls. Thank the gods, and a certain private, that such a fate did not come to pass. Nevertheless, we are in no shape to repel the Ixal should they prove able to press the attack. Pray, head north into Peace Garden and see what has become of their downed craft.
Interesting thing that I've noticed of my own syntax, as well as just like grammar in general. I put a pause after pray, even if there isn't like a comma or whatever. But most of the voice actors do that too. So I'm curious if that's like just a direction thing, that like I remember it from how it was directed, and so I've taken it like that, or if that is actually like correct and there's some obscure grammar rule about it. Interesting little thing there. I do still need to figure out how I'm going to do stuff for the sylphs, because I've already done that. Perhaps we just get like a montage.
Did you find the downed balloon? Was the vessel yet sound?
It doesn't really seem like it, but we do have this, a gnarled slab of wreckage retrieved from a grounded Ixali war balloon.
I'm not sure if this came from the Birdman's craft or is part of another contraption entirely. There can, however, be no doubt that it is of Ixali design. War balloons, such as the one you saw, were invented by the Ixal to assert their dominance over the skies. These vessels allow them to avoid our ground-based patrols and infiltrate the Twelveswood with impunity. And the Beastmen use them not only for acts of war, but also to haul away the trees felled by their ever-expanding logging operations. 'Twas to combat this unwelcome and destructive presence that we built guard towers throughout the forest, though I imagine the Ixal were quite displeased to find our borders thus reinforced. In fact, the primary purpose of this day's attack may well have been the destruction of Ehcatl spire itself. I am torn, Ny'ardbert. We must not weaken our defenses here, but I would be certain our enemy does not lurk nearby, awaiting an opportunity for sabotage. I would ask you to once more visit the crash site and search the surrounding area for signs of our foes. I pray that my concerns are not more than the anxious workings of a tired mind. Alright, it's easy fix. Come Kaiba. What? The balloon's over there. Why am I looking over here? Storage pot?
What? Get away from there, no feathers. Ours to dismantle war balloon is. Touch what is ours, you must not. Rights of salvage, yes, rights of salvage. Enough. So much screeching and cawing when threatened nothing featherless one has. What? Chief Totalock. Hold part we sought, no feathers does. Search through wreckage for nothing we did. Weak-bellied fledgling, calm down you will. Speak with featherless ones, Azul shall.
Hello, Sazul?
Would you be an artisan? No, clothing, all wrong it is. Garb for honest work it is not. Raise your weapon not. Ixal we are, but not the same kind that attack your tower. Balloon part you took. Value to you is little, yes? Have it from you we would. Not by force, no, and not for nothing. We make deal, yes? Inside gate you come. Show you our work in return, says you'll shall. But chief, mean to let Featherless One inside, you cannot. Spread our secrets he will. Question chief you will not. Sazul's decision it is. Shut Screechy Beak before plucked and strung from nearest tree branch you are. Fierce look Featherless One has. Look forward to next meeting, Sazul does. Listen well, No Feathers. If chief's trust you betray, flay skin from worthless bones we shall.
Okay. You know what? They said they wanted me to be the craftsman. We'll go in as a craftsman. Hopefully this won't get us brutally murdered. But hey, if it does, free trip back to Ixal. Basil Wiesen the stationary.
Trespassing on Ehcatl territory, Featherless One is. What business have you with us?
Your chief told me to come in?
Not counter Ehcatl this one is. Money time is, and time for chatter this one has not. Supplies I gather swiftly and in bulk. Consumed they are, and swifter still. Thankless work this is. Halt, featherless Nuka. The soil upon which you tread, sullied it is, by talonless feet. Begone, or be supper.
Alright, let's head on down. Alright, Sazul, what's the business here? I see you building a balloon, but like, is this not just the war balloon that we shot down on purpose?
Brave you are to walk into Ixal Den. No such camp existed, you did not, eh? Now, have that balloon part and your name, says Woolwood.
My name's Ny'ardbert, Do you intend to attack Gridania with this balloon? Alright, I will hand it over. But I'm handing it over along with the knowledge that should you use this against the city, I will kill everyone here.
Yes, yes. Searched long for this we have. Thank you, Ny'ardbert. Know you what this is, It is special stone, used for making instrument to read speed of wind. Only found in Zelphatol, very rare. Even clever Sazul cannot build such instruments without it. Seem confused, you do. You wonder why Sazul will not go to Zelphatol and fetch stone himself, yes? Tell you why, Sazul will. We are not like Ixal of Ehcatl and other places, no. No fighting with forest people. Outcast we are. Call ourselves Ehcatl 9. Impressive, yes? Had nicer sound than Ehcatl 20 or so. But one purpose we have, to fly free, like wind. For war with forest people, or pleasing greedy goddess, we care not. Fixed on the heavens our eyes are.
Alright, I'm happy with that. Oh, wow, this is the first time Quest Sync comes up? Certain quests deploy an automatic level adjustment system known as Quest Sync, which adjusts the difficulty and experience rewards to your current level. Please note that when accepting certain quests, a message will appear indicating that you may not proceed with a class or job that is different from when you accepted the quest. In this case, changing your class or job will prevent the completion of the quest's objectives. I am curious now. If not for a war balloon, why are you building this?
Hmm? A strange face you make, Ny'ardbert. Burning with questions you are, yes?
What are you trying to do here?
Make myself clear I did not, eh? Only natural your suspicion is. Many Ixal would simply kill Featherless One and leave corpse for vultures. But think like bird-brained Natalan zealots, clever Sezul and his crew do not. Endlessly wasteful this war with forest people is. Waste of time, waste of resources. Ehcatl 9 is a group of thinkers, of crafters. This place, Ehcatl, is place for building dreams. To fly higher than any other is Ehcatl 9's dream. But before we can fly, make wings we must. Good at making things you are, yes? No carpenter when see one, Sezul does. Ways of moving, way of looking. Ha ha ha! Clothing had Sezul confused at first, though. Creating much better than destroying, yes? Both Ixal and Featherless Ones agree on that they can. Have Ny'ardbert create something for Ehcatl 9, Sezul would. Build many things we can, but not everything is possible in remote camp like this. You know of place called Falgord Float, yes? Fine crafting facility they have. Perfect for making airship hull interior components. Leather-backed plywood is component Sezul needs. Make for strong and durable hull it will. Placed order for raw materials with Quiquern Merchant in Falgord Float, Sezul has. Ny'ardbert need only speak to Junkmonger. Spend own coin you need not. Rawr! A surprise for you, Sezul has. Protect and support hands when crafting tricky airship components, these gloves will. Even clever carpenter needs help from time to time, eh? Come back soon, Featherless One.
Okay. So we'll go see if we can meet up with the Junkmonger. You know, coming off the Amalja, it's nice to have a chill questline. And, like, Hildebrand was a lot of fun, but I would not call that one chill, either.
Master Merchant welcome, customer. Birdman Chief tell Master Merchant of chief makings. You take things for making and go to place for making things? You find making place outside of it, not inside. Master Merchant thinks you have no time for thinking. Birdman Chief seems ready to burst at seams. Ny'ardbert will give you helpful help.
What? Okay. There's an area to the side of the building. I think I got that much. The Echo translates languages, but unfortunately does not mess around with the dialects that revolve around misplacing words. Hello there, adventurer. Come now, I can hardly hear you. I said hello there. Hello there. What's this? You wish to make use of our workshop? Well then, seeing as you're a first-timer, allow me to give you a brief explanation of what we seek to accomplish here. As I'm sure you are aware, Eorzea is populated with a plethora of artisans who create a range of wonderful wares. This workspace was created with just such a diversity of craftsmen in mind. No matter your profession, our facility is designed to allow simply anyone to bring in their materials and produce goods that demand an exquisite degree of precision and polish. Our small operation here at the Bobbing Cork is only temporary until we secure a more permanent residence, but I assure you that everything is fully functional. Now, what exciting project has brought you to me this fine day? I'm making some interior components for a ship, potentially. What have we here? Such a strange coincidence that you should happen to arrive bearing the very same rare materials that... Hildyard, have you any word of my delivery? Oh, you. And who might this gentleman be? And why does he hold the component materials that I ordered? This is outrageous. You cannot simply swoop in and snatch up the wares I reserved a moon in advance. Please, Master Tataramu, you misunderstand. This adventurer brought along these materials himself. Just brought them along, did he? Poppycock! What would a gill-grabbing mercenary need with airship hull component materials? Only a master engineer with the highest level of skill would be capable of utilizing the potential of such specialized items, and I highly doubt that anyone besides myself would have a use for them. I shall be gracious, however, and allow that you are some manner of artisan. Pray tell, exactly what do you intend to craft with those materials? I am, of course, ignoring the fact that your efforts will invariably result in a botched job and wasted resources. Master Tataramu, this is hardly gentlemanly conduct. Shall I offer to view the finished product, then? Go ahead, sir. Craft your wares. I shall praise the quality of your work free of charge. Master Tataramu, I shall become very cross with you if you continue in that tone. Here are your materials, sir. I'm sure whatever you create will be absolutely splendid. Should you choose to assist the Ehcatl line in their engineering efforts, you'll be called upon to make use of special crafting facilities. The first step in using one of these crafting facilities is to present the raw materials to the workshop supervisor. After preparing the workspace, the supervisor will then return to you the exact amount of materials required for your specific task. You will next be allotted a certain amount of time in which to complete the synthesis. Should your efforts prove unsuccessful, speak with the workshop supervisor once more to retrieve excess materials and renew your access to the crafting facility. Yeah, how to use the log. Okay, and then this will also say Ixal quests. You must be a disciple of Hand, accept or complete the Ehcatl 9 tribal quests. Items required to complete these quests can only be synthesized after equipping a pair of Ehcatl wrist gloves. Experience points earned by completing these quests will be allocated to your current class. The amount of experience awarded upon completion can be viewed in your journal. Okay, so let's put on those. Wait, it's probably my inventory. Yeah. Put on those gloves. Alright, oh, that's cool. It has like claws on it. Alright. So, let's... I need to talk to you to get the components. I guess I already did. Oh, no, there it is. That was what it was. Alright, and let's build hull interior components. Okay, so I could probably get that in one step, so let's focus on the quality. Oh, this is trivial. Hey, bucko. Craft away, sir. I'll be awaiting to appraise the result of your expertise. Here. All done, are we? Now, let's have a look at the travesty you've made out of... Gods be good. I can scarce believe it. The craftsmanship is exemplary. And you say this component is to be used in the construction of an airship? I can't even imagine what type of hull you mean to build. Tell me, adventurer, who commissioned this work from you? I must know. I probably shouldn't out them, right? Like, this guy's probably going to take that forward. I prefer not to say. A curious reluctance. What harm can come of revealing a client who builds airships? Unless... There's an odd rumor making the rounds amongst the engineers of the company. They say a group of Ixal had carved out a secret camp in the Black Shroud and were conducting trials for some kind of secret weapon. I thought it idle gossip at the time, but it would appear the tale held merit after all. Your Ixali masters seek to craft an airborne vessel of war. No. I will not allow it! Transforming the wonder of air travel into a means for delivering death is blasphemy of the highest order. You should have a talk with the Garlean. Oh, okay, he's leaving.
But, Master Tadaramu, what do you mean to do?
Isn't it obvious? I'm going to march right into that secret camp and give those blasted birdmen a good telling off. You'd best stay out of my way.
But you cannot simply... When it comes to airships, I'm afraid Master Tadaramu's passion overpowers his capacity for common sense. I wonder if he even has any idea where he's going. Here, you'd best take your finished component and complete the delivery. Your appraiser appears to have forgotten it in his haste to rush off and chastise the Ixal.
Are you cool with this?
Just who is Master Tadaramu?
Yes, that is what I asked.
I could tell you, but that wouldn't be very exciting, now would it? Perhaps you might ask him yourself.
Oh, I like you. I see the waterfall on my way in. Well, here's the component you asked for.
What? Returned you have. Able to craft component you were?
Yes, it was surprisingly easy. These gloves really help.
Made this, you did? Yes! Serve us well, this will. Begin construction on hull we can. Rah! I finally found you. I never realized just how big this forest was. Who is small, angry, featherless one? Never mind who I am. 'Tis you who are on trial here. Are you not the Ixali master who seeks to build a death-dealing airship and bring war and destruction to Gridania? Have you no respect for the virtuous field of engineering your uncouth plan will irretrievably sully? Weapons on an airship? Simply monstrous. What? Mind your tongue, you shall. Making airship with weapons, Sazul is not. Been telling tall tales, someone has. Do not try to deny it. I have seen how the Ixal stole our technology to build those horrendous war balloons. Your kind know naught but killing and mayhem. Blather too much, angry one does. See's not enough. Look at design under your own feet, you should. This schematic, it contains elements of both dirigible and airship. I've never seen the like. Hybrid vessel, Dazul Qualan it is. Fly very high it shall, ceiling altitude of 5,000 yalms. 5,000 yalms? That's impossible. An unattainable fantasy. Even Master Garlon's Enterprise cannot reach such heights. You speak of visiting the heavens themselves. Yes, the heavens. Rap on God's front door we shall. Knock, knock. Ayatlan, floating continent of legends it is. High, high above clouds. Place where Sezul's ancestors once lived. Return to Ixal's lost paradise we shall. All-consuming goal of Sezul's people it once was. But this dream, shared now by too few it is. Rather worship mad goddess Garuda and squabble with featherless ones, Natalan Ixalwood. Waste of life, Sezul says. Help Ehcatl 9 build balloon airship hybrid and reach for distant sky other Ixal should. What an incredible idea. You have such vision, such zeal. Sezul, I have misjudged you. You must let me work with you. I will see this dream of yours become reality. Oh. Wish to join Sezul's crew, do you? Possess some skill at crafting, do you? Yes?
Yes. I have studied airship design most extensively, and though my practical experience is admittedly limited, I vow that there are none who match my passion for the craft.
Important passion is, but knowledge too you must have. Work you as hard as others, Sezul will. Be spared for your size you will not.
Thank you, sir. You won't regret this. Tadaramu at your service. Adventurer. Ny'ardbert, is it? I apologize for my earlier outburst. I spoke out of turn. I hope that you can forgive me, that you choose to lend your formidable skills to this wonderful endeavor. Yeah, I've been through a lot worse.
And what of Ny'ardbert? Impressed with work, Sezul is. Enjoy crafting with Sezul's gloves, did you? Like second skin, yes? Protect hands, but allow artisans to make delicate and difficult movements they do. Agree to help Ehcatl 9 build Dezul Qualan, and let Ny'ardbert keep gloves, Sezul will.
I'm here for it.
What say you, featherless one? Sprout wings and fly with us, yes?
Sprout wings I will.
Ah! Feathers of the spirit we share! Hard to imagine to look at us now, it is. But an age when Ixal flew on the power of their own wings there once was. Sad, then, that wrath of elementals we incurred. Banished from forest, and stripped of gift of flight we were. With younglings hatched outside of forest, something wrong there was. Stunted their feathers were, but lose desire to soar Ixal never did. In place of lost wings, great balloons Sezul's forefathers made. Such ingenuity. Seek to continue their legacy, Ehcatl 9 does. But forgotten joy of crafting own wings Nathalan Ixal have. Grovel instead to goddess they do. Grovel and beg. Fools! Grant them new wings, Garuda never will. Seek only to increase her might, the goddess does. Always more sacrifices, always more crystals. Nothing more than slaves, Nathalan Ixal are. But not Ehcatl 9, no. Soar once again we shall. Within Dezul Qualan our salvation, our waking dream lies. Work hard, and see history written, Ny'ardbert shall. Hell yeah. Does that give a good chunk of XP? Alright. There are now daily quests for them. Get a new pair if you misplace your gloves. Alright. Ah, a new balloon. And a little bit of the exterior. Thanks to your efforts, construction of the Dezul Qualan's hull has begun. Continue assisting the Ehcatl 9 to see the airship hybrid reach completion. You're gonna need some sort of interior, because otherwise it's gonna get real cold when you get that head. Birds of the wood. Hell yeah. Alright, well, I've got a bunch of side quests to do. To endear myself to the birds. And I'll be back soon. Adios, folks. Alrighty, so it is the next day, since it seems like the Ixal quests take a very different pace. Let's see what the next quest they have for us is. Because of note, I don't know if I mentioned this, there are like 6 of them instead of 4. A designer job. Who's concerned for the well-being of his crew? Ny'ardbert, a task for you Sezul has. In Sezul's crew, mechanical engineer by name of Bozol Eduard there is. Left camp to acquire component materials for engine, Bozol did. But return he does not. Without vital part for propulsion system, continue with construction we cannot. Have Ny'ardbert search for missing Bozol, and drag him back here, Sezul would. Went somewhere to south, engineer did. Yes, Somewhere south.
Okay. Hello, Bozo.
Ah, Bozol's arm.
Are you alright?
Ah, stay back! Come at Chief Totolok's orders you have. No! Away with you! Be caught by others, featherless one will. You try to flutter free, do you? Hard to fly on broken wing, yes? Finished our game with you, we have not. Enough fun you have had. Miss your fawning presence, your goddess will. Ah! Such insolent screeching. Make self-target for torment, you do. Enough pointless resistance. Time to rejoin flock and devote yourself to divine Garuda it is. Where did you come from, no feathers? This one's pet, are you? Cease your glaring, or snap your arm too, Chieftain Will.
I should have been wearing combat gear.
Go, return to sniveling Sezul, and give him message you shall. Cease this skulking about in forest he must, or find himself and crew buried beneath boughs he will. Answer now to goddess all Ixal do, divine Garuda, terrible and beautiful Garuda.
I realized, like, halfway through saying that I gave Sezul's voice to this guy and just did a completely different voice for Sezul. So I will go back to what I was doing for Sezul, and if he shows up again, I will use different words. But in the meantime...
Glad that they tired of their sport, I am. Wasted logging grounds, that chieftain is. Taken actions of Ehcatl 9 as personal insult he has. Bozol's arm. Useless it is. Ruined for Bozol for his craft they have. Wish to rely on Featherless One, Bozol does not. But take these materials you must. Necessary for crafting high-quality engine component they are. Ah! Without component, cerulean propulsion engine remains incomplete, and without propulsion system, no better than fancy balloon vessel will be. Artisan you are, yes? Leave this task in your hands, Bozol shall. At place your people call Tree Speak Stables. Find well-equipped workshop you will. Unlike Bozol, need for sneaking in and using at night you have not. Ah! Burn like fire Bozol's arm does. Go! Featherless One must do what Bozol cannot.
Other thought that's occurred to me as I'm doing these recordings, I really hope the assorted, like, squawk sounds translate at all into this microphone. I have no idea. So if this is just, like, utterly ridiculous to listen to, I'm sorry.
Greetings. The crafting facility here at Tree Speak Stables is primarily for the purpose of forging tools for stable hands. But our doors, assuming we had any, are open to all. Ah, I see. There's some quality materials you wish to process. Our workshop may not be located in the fanciest of establishments, but I will personally vouch for the integrity of each and every piece of equipment. Now, having inspected your materials, I believe I have calculated the optimum amount required to craft the component you have in mind. I shall hold on to the excess while you work your synthesizing magic.
Alright. Alright, propulsion engine component.
Fancy. There we go. We infancined it. And finished it. Alright. Back to Sezul. The more I learn of it, the more I come to understand what a remarkable airship the Dezul Qualan truly is. To be able to work on such a vessel, why does an engineer's dream come true? Ah! Worried for Ny'ardbert, Sezul was. Returned and explain all Bozul did. Snapping of bones, nasty chieftain's threats. Prevent Ny'ardbert from crafting components, Sezul feared he would. Well, he didn't. Present components, Ny'ardbert does. Very good, very good. Oh, Ny'ardbert, 2 beakfuls of gratitude, Sezul does. First for finding Bozol, and second for crafting engine component. Being tended for injury, Bozol is. Short-sighted thugs. They can pray all day to goddess, but grow back flying feathers it will not. Yet air in abundance they have, right there between their own ears. This goddess, you speak of worshipping the primal Garuda, yes? Worship, yes. No means of mechanical propulsion have balloons. Slave to whims of wind they are. To control the direction of their vessels, make use of enchanted air stones they do, infused with blessings of Garuda, these artifacts are. Stone creates wind. Wind moves balloon. Simple concept, but efficient and effective it is not. Okay. And always costly gifts of goddess are. Ah! Feathered demon! Promise Ixal much goddess does, but work only to satisfy Garuda's cruel desires, Sezul's people do. Answer their fervent prayers, goddess never will. That is why Ehcatl 9 broke ties with Garuda. Rely on own skill and perseverance we shall. Prefer to adopt featherless ones' technology we do. That explains the hostile attitude of the logging grounds chieftain. He sees the Ehcatl 9 as heretics and betrayers of their own kind. Yes, think us worst kind of Ixal they do. But also intend to lie at feet of Tataramu's chieftains we do not. Fly we shall, fly beyond the clouds. Yet take much more time now it will. Wait until Bozol's arm is healed we must. Draft technical designs for Dezul Qualan. No one else can. Sezul, if you need someone to draft airship designs, then I'm your Lalafell. Training, you say you have, but what of patience, Of dedication? Regret making offer lightly, you will. I'm as serious as I've ever been. In fact, I've already started drafting improvements to your engine's assembly. By incorporating my ideas, I believe you can reduce the weight of the propulsion system by 20% while still retaining its current power output. Toy with our dream you must not. Should Tataramu's designs be flawed, use skin for covering vessels' wings, yet Sezul will. Tataramu draws designs, and Ny'ardbert crafts components. Very odd indeed. Sezul's crew has become. So be it. Now official members of Ehcatl 9 you are. Continue reaching for sky we shall. Alright, let's go.
You achieved recognized reputation. Ehcatl 9.
Oh.
It's actually a pretty significant improvement. Thanks to your diligent efforts, construction to the Desloquelon's tail assembly has begun. Continue assisting the Ehcatl 9 to see the airship hybrid reach completion. Alright, see you in another couple days for whenever we get to the next section. You challenge her to triple try. That's funny. Alright, see you in a bit. Hello, folks. Welcome back. It is the next day once again, and it's time for another Ixal quest. These are really going pretty quick. Ho there, Ny'ardbert. Construction of the airship proceeds apace. Our beastmen colleagues have even agreed to implement several of my proposals. However inadvertent it was, I must thank you for introducing me to this opportunity. That I should have the chance to contribute for such a revolutionary project, 'tis exactly the sort of thing I dreamed of as I pored over countless tomes on aeronautic principles and design. There is, however, one small issue that has arisen to thwart us. In order to properly integrate my innovations, we require certain materials to build a custom engine jointing component, materials that are notoriously difficult to procure. I had hoped it would not come to this, but I must call upon the aid of an acquaintance of mine. Ny'ardbert, would you be so kind as to deliver this letter to a gentleman by the name of Coulson? I'm certain he will agree to prepare the materials and keep the entire matter discreet. Now, Coulson is often out and about on company business, but speak with Hida at the airship ticket counter in Gridania, and she will point you towards his latest appointment. My apologies, Ny'ardbert. I do not mean to treat you as a lackey, but I prefer to avoid the city for the time being. Alright. Alright, to the airship landing. Welcome to the airship landing. I'm sorry, was there aught else I might help you with, sir? You wish to meet with Advisor Coulson? Delivering a letter from Tataramu, you say? Surely you don't mean Master Tataramu? I mean, I have no way to know. It's a Lalafell. You've seen him? Is he hale and unharmed? You must take yourself directly to the Quiver's Hold. Chanteloup will wish to speak with you in person. You'll find Advisor Coulson there as well, assisting with the investigation. Swiftly now, please, sir. Is this guy missing and is like a 10-minute walk from the city? Like, now he's kind of, like, gone. Like, it's a lot harder to find someone in an Ixal base than it is, like, just out and about. But... I need to remember to do Montpendium. Since that's the first time I've mentioned it, that's the thing that's happening right now with the event. Which is not helpful, because this can be recorded whenever. It's the Moogle Treasure Trove, the one that can give the butterfly wings for your chocobo. There's a whole bunch of different ways to get tomes for it, and some of them are time-gated. I'm sorry, sir, but I cannot assist you at this time. The God's Quiver is fully engaged with investigating a most important case. Every resource at our disposal has been allocated towards locating Chairman Tatabaru's missing son. Oh. Well. Huh. Even now the Chairman's chief aide, Advisor Coulson, awaits within the Quiver's hold, no doubt eager to berate the First Bow for our lack of progress. Coulson is the person you come to see. And I must ask you to mind your words. I can't have you antagonizing the esteemed representative of Highwind Skyways. Wait, Highwind? Like Sid Highwind?
Which isn't his name in this, is it? I'm now completely blanking on FF14 Sid's surname. It's Highwind in FF7. There are too many Sids.
Yes, I am Coulson, but this is hardly the time for... A letter for me. Let's have it then, son. Time is of the essence, you know. Especially at my age.
A letter from Tatarama addressed to Coulson.
Great gods! This is signed by Master Tataramu. How came you by this document? Is the young master well?
He's mostly doing alright. He's working with the... Well, he didn't tell me not to tell you. He's working with the Ixal to build a balloon, and he needs your help.
What's that you say? Ensconced in the company of Ixal? Then we've not a moment to lose. Should it cost me my very life, I shall see him freed from their ravenous clutches.
Oh, no, he's not trapped.
We'll need to form a rescue party. Yes, the finest God's Quiver marksmen, reinforced by a small army of Skyway's retainers. Be brave, Master Tataramu. Those beastmen will soon rue the day they dared lay talons on my young charge.
Advisor, calm down.
This no longer concerns you, young man. We must immediately...
Wait, what?
You mean to say that Tataramu is safe? He's there of his own free will. Building an airship with the Ixal? Wait. Perhaps we must needs begin afresh. As you are obviously aware, my name is Coulson, and I am the Chief Technical Advisor for Highwind Skyways. Garland. It's Garland Ironworks. Sid Garland is the one from this game. Sid Highwind is the FF7 one, who's a cantankerous old man. But so I guess this is a nod to that. An aide to Chairman Tatabaru. Pleased to make your acquaintance. What you may not have known is that the man who asked you to deliver this letter is the chairman's only son, and the sole successor to a veritable airship empire. Some few days ago, Master Tataramu accompanied me here to Gridania as part of his continuing education on company practices. Much to my surprise and alarm, however, the young master suddenly disappeared from under my nose. Well, I was naturally beset by all manner of horrible imaginings. With no ransom demand or other clue to his whereabouts, I had no choice but to task the God's Quiver with turning the entire city upside down. Suffice it to say, your news has lifted a terrible weight from my old shoulders. I know not how I would have faced the boy's father had events unfolded otherwise. And yet, the contents of this letter still manage to vex me. Dear Coulson, enclosed is a list of materials I would have you prepare for my companion. I require them for a most exciting project. Fond regards, Tataramu. Not one word of apology or even the slightest hint of a contrition. My lectures on the privilege and responsibility of position appear to have fallen on deaf ears. As for this list, I'm assuming there are materials for some manner of high-quality jointing component? A leather-bound frame to absorb engine vibration, yes? I am sorely tempted to refuse this impertinent request, considering the trouble the young master has caused. But I'm also intrigued. Here, take this promissory note and hand it to the supervisor of the Fallgourd Float crafting facility. She will provide you with everything you require to craft Tataramu's component. Though I yet harbor some concerns, I will trust that Master Tataramu is content to work alongside these Ixal for now. Master Tataramu is as a grandson to me. I have watched that boy nurture a love for airships since the day he was born. Pray see to it that no harm befalls him.
I will do my darndest. I have a note. Hello again, adventurer. Come now, I can hardly hear you. I said, hello again. Hello again, Hildegard. I have a note. A slip of parchment signed by Coulson, agreeing upon the payment of a said price for materials purchased. Oh my. This note has the seal of Highwind Skyways. Though I suppose it only stands to reason. There are a few other organizations that can afford the items you're requesting. Here you are, then. Everything is in order for you to begin crafting. Alright, engine joining component. So, are airships just, like, really easy to build? They just have complex, or costly materials? Because this is... Like, I know that I'm supposedly some sort of carpentry savant, but, like, this is not difficult. I wonder... Oh, no, I'm eating fish instead of getting off of my mount. There it is. I wonder what the mount for this is going to be, because I have to... I would have noticed if it was a giant balloon, and I don't think I've seen that around. Oh, nope, not that.
Bother Sazul with games, do you? Wah! Let Chief concentrate on new airship design idea, or use featherless one's hide for sales, Sazul will.
I am sorry. I thought I was asking about the quest. We can play Triple Triad later. Ny'ardbert, you were gone so long I was beginning to worry. Were you able to deliver my letter to Coulson? Yes, and he gave me the materials, which I then made into the component. Yes, this is exactly what I had in mind. Jointing components like this one are almost impossible to obtain without the cloud of a company like Highwind Skyways behind you. But with your expertly crafted component now in hand, we should have no trouble integrating my improved engine housing into the Desul Quillan. I could already feel the bracing chill of the wind in my face, hear the cries of the birds, see the folk below, rushing about like tiny... Pray excuse my little flights of fancy. Terrible habit of mine. So, Ny'ardbert, I suppose you heard from old Coulson who I really am, then? Yes. And I just have to wonder why you didn't tell anybody, because it doesn't seem like they would stop you. Yes, 'tis true. My father is the chairman of Highwind Skyways, the expansive airship service that links the great cities of Eorzea. Destined as I am to one day take the company's helm, people everywhere seek to curry my favor, as they would some merchant prince. A pity, then, that my royal status does not excuse me from an unrelenting procession of dreary lessons at home. I am forced to study mercantile practices, business strategies, all that I might maximize the profits of airship travel. But I have not the slightest interest in making coin. I've had enough of ledgers and lectures. Thus was I so reluctant to leave this little sanctuary. I want to design airships, not manage a fleet of them. I want to be valued, not for my station or my purse, but for the skills I've labored to acquire. Mayhap you hear naught but the whining of a spoiled child. Yet, I swear to you, I would renounce my inheritance in a twinkling if I could. Oh, apparently I have notifications on. Alright. Oh, for the wings of a wondrous airship to carry me further, faster, and higher than ever before. That is my dream. That and naught else.
Ah, well said that was. And mean nothing to us Tataramu's wealth does. Better off smelting down coins and making nails, Sazul thinks.
Thank you, Sazul.
Seize this passion and let it sustain you, you must. Construction of Desul Quillan will take all that Tataramu has, and more. Chosen an easy path Tataramu has not. No, not easy, but always fair master crafting is. Great reward for great effort. Launch our vessel upon oceans of clouds we shall. Launch it towards gates of Ayatlan. Ready to fly is Tataramu, yes?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
We are now friendly. And the ship continues to improve. Oh, it's really starting to look fancy. The
engine housing has now been integrated into the tail assembly. Continue assisting the Ecol to see the airship hybrid reach completion.
I wonder if we'll get to ride it.
Alright. Well, we'll continue doing side quests and be back in a bit. Who knows how quickly, because I clearly do not have a handle on how long these are supposed to be separated by. See you soon.
Alright, it's been another couple days. We're waiting for Spruce Tree to appear. So, while we're waiting to kill time, let's advance the Ixal plot. Ah! Have need of Ny'ardbert's help, Azul does. So close we are, taking shape before our very eyes. Dazul Quillan is. Hull for body, engine for heart. Next fashion muscle to transfer power to wings we must. Developed by featherless ones, cerulean technology was very advanced. First Ixal in history to design and build our own engine we are. Function perfectly, main engine components do. Flawless was Tataramu's design, and abundance of materials for upcoming tasks we have. But tiny problem there is. Maybe not so tiny. Ah! Machine tool for cutting transmission parts. We have not. Many intricate gears and cogs harness power produced by engine. Propel propulsion system they do. With one precision gear wheel, then make lathe to grind such parts we could. Our best hope, Ny'ardbert, is beg, borrow, steal, but have that gear wheel we must. Only featherless ones have item we seek. Rest on Ny'ardbert's shoulders, fate of Dazul Quillan does.
Tataramu, do you have any leads?
I was listening on Zazul's lamentations. It would seem we are in need of a new lathe, or failing that, a part that will allow us to build one. A gear wheel, such as the one we seek, must be of the highest degree of workmanship. Should it be warped by even the smallest fraction, that imperfection will be reflected in the turning of the lathe and make the crafting of precision components impossible. Now, it must be made to extremely exacting specifications. I speak of the difference of a single hair's width here. In the entire realm of Eorzea, I could count on the fingers of one hand the master artisans who are capable of forging such a piece. And even if should we be so fortunate as to secure the services of such a talented individual, we must consider the time it would take to craft the gear wheel. Our project might languish for weeks, if not months. It would be far better were we to focus on obtaining an existing gear wheel, and then somehow convincing the owner to part with it. A lathe. Where have I seen a lathe before? Ah, yes. I have vague memories of seeing one in my grandfather's workshop, which was somewhere outside the city. Ny'ardbert, that's it. You must return to Gridania and speak with Coulson once more. He's been with Highwind Skyways since the beginning. If anyone were to know what's become of my grandfather's lathe, 'twould be Coulson. He will likely be in or around the Carline Canopy. The old man is never far from the airships when not attending to business. Alright, back to Gridania. I hate that they don't let me jump there. Wait, is he not out there? Ah, it's through these doors. Walked right past him. The lake? I mean, I guess it's good to have goals.
Yes, I remember you. My eyesight may be failing, but my mind is yet sharp. Thank you very much. You're the lad that Master Tataramu employed as his delivery boy. Surely the materials I provided you with were sufficient, yes? The young master wishes to know what became of the lathe from his grandfather's workshop. Well, now that does bring back memories. It must be nigh on 50 years ago now that I began my apprenticeship with Tatanora, a famous adventurer and businessman. I still recall the day he conceived his revolutionary enterprise. He proposed the ideal of building passenger balloons that shared the principle, if not the purpose, of Ixali dirigibles. His company was the very first air travel service in the realm. It marked the birth of high-wind skyways. Of course, it was not until about 30 years later, when Sid Garland brought airship technology to Eorzea, that flights between cities became a regular occurrence. Those were the days, though. If I close my eyes, I can still see the workshop. I can still hear our excited optimism as Tatanora and I worked tirelessly on the construction of the first balloon. Pray, excuse an old man who's reminiscing. What were we speaking of? Ah, yes, lathes. I believe the lathe Master Totaramu refers to was the one we used in the old Falgord workshop. But I'm afraid the place was shut down and dismantled for lumber after Tatabaru assumed management of the company. It was the end of an era, after all. I wonder if there are any still in Falgord who remember that time. Perhaps you might try speaking with the employees of the Bobbing Cork. It's worth a look. Either that or we're gonna have to craft it ourselves, and like, pretty good with a saw, but I feel like that would probably require some smithing efficiency. Welcome to the Bob and Cork, friend. Will you be needing a room? No? You come for a drink and some gossip, then? More or less. A lathe? I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with the term. Some manner of tool from the old Skyways workshop that used to stand here in Falgord? A pity our previous owner has moved on. 10 years I've worked here, but never have I heard of any such workshop. Well, I may know not of any lathe, but we do have a mountain of unclaimed possessions that we've been adding to since the dawn of bloody time. The inn has the largest storeroom in town, you see, and it's the favored reliquary for all manners of unwanted or forgotten artifacts that once belonged to either residents or customers. Only just this morning I thought to clear some space by throwing away the oldest and dustiest relics. You're more than welcome to sift through the pile outside and take whatever you wish. Fair enough. Let's see if that happenstance plays to our favor. Oh, it's just right there. What's a big wheel? Making something of that size to that tolerance would be a pain. Ny'ardbert, is that what I think it is? What are you doing here? The gear wheel from the lathe! I came to Falgord on the barest of remembrances, but I'm certainly glad I did. I guess my entire trip was pointless. Cool. The workshop itself is gone, but some things are too precious to simply fling onto a midden heap. One of the artisans must have saved it. My grandfather was always well respected, you see, and even in his later years he would take me to see the workers practicing their trade. Listen well, Tataramu, he would say. Coin has its uses, but aught of true value is bought with passion and persistence. To reach the highest skies, you must spread your wings and soar. His words of wisdom were as the sweetest lullabies to me as a child. It was likely his influence that encouraged me to pursue my love of airship design. What's this? The face of the gear wheel is engraved with a dedication of some kind. For my dear friend Desul Prolong, on these wings I pledge our everlasting bond, Tatanora. But what this would mean... Ny'ardbert, let's return to Ehcatl and deliver this treasure to Sizwell without delay. There are certain questions to which our Ixal colleague may hold the answers. That's sweet.
Ah, nervously waiting for Ny'ardbert's return, Zazul was. Releasing decidedly unblessed wind bowels for her.
One of the myriad precision parts which make up the wood-shaping lathe used in crafting facilities of Ehcatl.
Yes, exactly what we need, this gear wheel is. Good, good, good. Edging much closer to reality, dream of Dezul Qualan is.
Sezul, there's something I would ask you.
Pale Tataramu looks. Nervous belly like Sezul. Ask permission to use latrine trench, Tataramu need not.
No, Perhaps you should just read the inscription on the gear wheel.
Inscription? Ah! See tiny words, Zazul did not. For my dear friend Dezul Qualan, on these wings I pledge our everlasting bond. Tatanora.
Tatanora is my grandsire. He's the man who founded Highwind Skyways 46 years ago, and I'm fairly certain we've all heard that second name before. Care to share your source of amusement, Zazul?
Too perfect it is! Destined to fall into our hands, the gear wheel was. Dezul Qualan, outcast and genius, first chief of Ehcatl 9, master balloon maker, and Zazul's respected mentor.
Your mentor? The name of our hybrid airship?
Yes, one and the same. Think of better way to honor Chief's memory, Zazul could not.
And it was true.
Ah?
I speak of an old rumor. It was said that Grandfather's company was built on his appropriation of Beastman aeronautics, that all the balloons he flew were not more than base imitations of Ixali-made vessels. 'Tis a rumor that was officially denied, and any mention has been thoroughly expunged from written records on the assertion that even unfounded claims of stolen Beastman technology would unduly harm Highwind Skyway's reputation. I had thought it merely the rumbling of rivals, sick with envy at Grandfather's success.
Yes, envy it was. Envy that led your ancestors to steal our genius. Thieves, thieves and liars.
Zazul,
Pulling Tataramu's tail feathers, Zazul was. Judging by words on gear wheel, stolen from us this knowledge was not. Friends they were. Shared craft with Tataramu's grandfather, Dezul Qualan did. See it clearly, Zazul can. Two dreamers gazing into vast sky, one feathered and one not. Not so different our past and present, eh?
Is there a silent Catboy there, too? Fate has had a hand in our meeting, it would seem. I'm honored to continue the friendship of our elders began, says Ultalak.
Dusted, says Ozai, there is. Back to work, swiftly now, or I will find tongue shortened on new lathe, Tataramu will. Hell yeah.
Achieve trust and reputation with the God Line. That's looking pretty close to done. Thanks to your diligent efforts, Zazul's crew can now use their new lathe to craft the gears and cogs that will transfer power from the engine to the wings. Continue assisting the Ehcatl 9 to see the airship hybrid reach completion. Alright. Well, I think we're almost done. But it does seem like there is more to unlock here still. So, I guess we'll cut ahead to the next time we're doing work for the Ixal. Or maybe something else, depending on how this gets put together. This is going to be a nightmare in editing.
Alright, well, here we go.